Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Girls Lounge podcast with your hosts Liz and KT. And today we're going to be blindly tier ranking things. I'm excited for this one. We have some good categories for you guys. But of course, before then, we're going to talk about what we have been up to since last week. So Liz, what have you been up to?
I literally put in the show notes crying. Bruh, I am like it's starting to pick up and my reaction crying. I've been going through it this week, y'all. Like I just been going through it. I have cried a bit, but it's okay.
I feel you about school picking up. That's why I'm so excited because I am currently on fall break. That's why my surroundings look different today. I'm currently on the floor of my childhood bedroom floor. And when I tell you this break was very much needed, like just be able to sleep in, don't have to wake up early for a race and just like do literally nothing. I'm like, yes, I needed this. No schoolwork. Loved it. Honestly, I have not been doing much this fall break, which is exactly what I wanted.
And that's the way it should be. I am so ready for fall break. I'm pretty sure this is like my last week and then I have fall break. But I also have like exams this week. So the crying will continue onto this week, even more so.
Yeah, I got an exam when I go back and then like a project due. And I'm not ready for it. But now we're going to get into our favorites of the week. So my first favorite, we're going to go back to school talk again. My favorite is thinking about life and I didn't have to worry about group projects. And it's funny because I actually just got a text from one of my group members in our group chat and I'm ignoring it. I'm not answering it because let's just say these people making me mad because they don't answer their phone. But it's fine. But on a serious answer, I have been loving this podcast called the Him and Her podcast. Before I go further, I will say I'm very aware that they are very controversial. I don't agree with a lot of the things that, they personally say, but I do think some of the guests that they bring on share really interesting tips on like productivity, living your best life, things like that. So I really enjoy those episodes. And then recently I have just been loving like old school, like YouTube vibes, like just like simply like vlogging their day, but there's no like theme to it. I feel like there's a rise in like productive days in the life, day in the life being that girl, yada yada yada. But I've been enjoying videos where it's just literally just people running their errands, grocery hauls, things like that. I don't know. I really have been enjoying lately.
I agree, Kennedy. Those type of like YouTube videos are my favorite ones. And I will say I was like catching up on my YouTube feed this past week a little bit. And I was watching specifically Hannah Lisa's like moving videos. And it's just like a montage of her doing the most random stuff, like cooking dinner in her new apartment, like going grocery shopping, just random stuff. And it's like, I feel like it's just so homey vibes. And it's things that like I see myself doing too. So it just makes it even more enjoyable, I feel like. So, my favorites of the week, similar to Kennedy, thinking of the time when I didn't have to worry about school, as I said in the intro, crying. But, like, on a real note, just this past week, I took my brother's, like, AirPod Pros, which have, like, the noise cancellation in them, and I use them at school. And, y'all, the noise cancellation is life changing. The way I would, like, have them in my room and everything. I would literally just be watching a YouTube video, and normally I'll, like, play the audio like out loud on my laptop, but I had the headphones on and it was literally like I was in my own world. I could hear nothing in the hallways because those dorm walls do be thin, and it was amazing. The noise cancellation, I was in my own little bubble. I would literally pop them in and like I wasn't listening to anything, but it was silent. So, moral of the story, I need to get myself my own noise cancellation headphones ASAP. And then my other favorite of the week is Pilates. I think I'm officially a Pilates girly. I've been going to Pilates every single day of the week, different times, different classes, but I've been really enjoying it. I feel really good about it getting a good workout in, and it is like hot mat Pilates. So I do indeed be sweating, but it's a good workout.
I need to join you on the hot Pilates train. I've always wanted to do it. It looks like a challenge, but I feel like it looks like a good workout.
No, because it is actually like so challenging, and it's like little workouts like the pulsing and stuff, but something about like the extra heat in the room because it's like 102 degrees in that room. It really do be a challenge. But honestly, the instructors, they be motivating you throughout. They're like, you got this, like you can do anything for 20 seconds. And I really can't do anything for 20 seconds. So it's a good workout. I think you would love it, Kennedy.
See, I need that type of motivation. But now we're going to get into our pop culture and trending topics. Y'all, things have been popping off recently between like the entertainment industry, things happening with TikTokers and stuff. So first, we're going to talk about some TikTok stuff. So I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Mr. Prada. If you saw his face, you would know, because at first when I saw the news break, I was like, who is Mr. Prada again? But when I saw his face, I was like, oh. But he made like those like basic relatable TikToks that you know like everyone makes. But basically, man's got arrested recently because he like apparently murdered his therapist or something. I don't know. I will say I do not have all the details, but I've been seeing like a bunch of TikToks about it, and it's just crazy. I'm not sure like the motive or anything, but just like seeing his mugshots, it's crazy how like this random TikTok boy went from, you know, just being a viral person on my For You page to being locked up behind bars.
No, because I saw like the first time I saw this was today, and I don't know who he is to be honest, but like the fact that he murdered someone, and then the TikTok I saw was like talking about like where he like how he disposed of the body and everything. That's just crazy. Because I'm pretty sure he's like around our age, so I feel like seeing like someone our age, you know, out there killing people, that's really scary.
Yeah, it wasn't like the therapist's body. He was like wrapped in something.
Yes, I think that's what I saw on like the TikTok video. Something about he like wrapped it in something and then he disposed of it like kind of like near a road or something like that. I don't know. It was giving like Criminal Minds, but obviously, you know, not as developed as the Criminal Minds killers cuz he got caught and everything, but yeah, that's just crazy. Like I want to know the motive, like why?
I know I've been seeing like many theories, but I wonder, I'm like, how did he do it? Like, I can't remember if he like acted alone or not, because like he's like really tiny, and like the therapist was not, you know, like a small person. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what more comes up. Like, you know, when there's like a trial or everything like that. And next, we're gonna get into the rug lady. I don't know if you've seen stuff about this, Liz, but there's this lady on TikTok. I'm pretty sure she like moved into a new house, and she works from home, and she works in like this back room. And she was like, I came in the next day, and basically a bunch of stuff was moved around, and her computer was broken. But I think there's like cameras or something, and like they didn't detect that like, you know, anything was in there, no animals, no like people or anything. And so she was like, I think this like my house is haunted. Then her and her husband, they're like, I forgot what they were doing. They were like digging something in their backyard, and then they found like a rug. And everyone in the comments was like, call the police, there's a dead body. And so she called the police, and they brought cadaver dogs, and the cadaver dogs did like find hits, but there was no body found. So that's all I've been caught up with so far. I don't know if she's explained more. Some people are like, well, there most likely was maybe a dead body in there. I don't know. I was thinking maybe if anything, because I don't know if cadaver dogs just pick up on like human like remains or just like animals as well. So I'm like, maybe it was like a dead animal that was in there, like the past owner's pets, because there is only one other owner before them. So I was like, that is very strange.
All I have to say is something is in the air. Maybe it's, you know, that October, like, scary Halloween vibes. Because why is everything got to do with, like, murder?
No, literally, October 13th became like the whole month. Wait, not October 13th, Friday the
Next up on
13th.
our so next up on the trendy topics, you know, all this Diddy stuff. Personally, I'm not caught up on everything, but all I know is there's a connection between like Diddy and like Beyonce, and when artists like don't say thank you or like reference Beyonce in their acceptance speeches, they end up dead. And yeah, I got so many TikTok videos today this morning, and it was just like clips and edits of all these like artists who like referenced Beyonce in their speeches, or like people who didn't reference her, and then like where they are now. And let's just say most of them are not with us right now. So I'm gonna need to like I'm waiting for someone to come out with like a long YouTube deep dive of this with all the theories, because the theories are actually insane and like really scary too. Again, something about October.
No, it's such a weird coincidence. Like I know there's like this whole theory, if y'all know or if y'all remember about the whole like Kanye and Taylor Swift stuff. Apparently, there's this whole theory that Kanye was protecting Taylor Swift so Diddy doesn't come after her. I mean, I don't know how much I believe that, but I'm just like, all these things people are coming up with. It's like such a coincidence. I'm like, is there some truth behind this?
No, because that's literally me. The coincidence, I feel like the coincidence has happened a little bit too many times on too many occasions for it to be like, is it still coincidence or is there like actually some substance to this stuff? I don't know, but all I do know is I will be tuning in whenever somebody does like a whole like 2 hour and a half YouTube video deep dive. It has to happen anytime soon.
And you know Netflix already working on something.
And then our last topic for our trendy topics is Call Her Daddy. I personally don't really listen to Call Her Daddy, but I know Kennedy does on occasion. But there's going to be a special guest on this week's episode. Miss VP Kamala Harris is going to be on there. What are your thoughts, Kennedy?
When I first saw it, I saw like Pop Crave on Twitter posted about it, and I was like, this is definitely fake. Like, this is not real. But then Alex, she dropped like a trailer like this morning or something, and I think she actually released the episode early, so like it's out right now. I saw before this podcast, and I'm like, wow. I'm very shocked that Kamala would go on this podcast just because it's not like a very, PG podcast. I feel like I'm still in the mindset that, like that's like very governmental stuff is very like censored, like it's very like a clean look, things like that. We were even talking about this earlier with my friends. I was just like, even with Kamala's campaign, like going in, like leaning into like the whole Brat Summer thing, I was just like surprised because I would just think that someone higher up would be like, that's not professional. But I think I am going to listen to some of it just to see what they talk about. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like about reproductive rights, but I am interested to see because Alex Cooper, she gets a lot of flack for not having the best interview questions for someone who can get really good people on her show. So I'm very interested in it. I did watch a little bit of a clip that was posted on the Call Her Daddy Instagram, and it was like nothing like groundbreaking, but someone in the comments was like, it was a good watch, so we'll just see.
I have seen a lot of like hate that she gets based on like her interview questions, how they're just so like superficial and everything, or like they're not adding nothing to the conversation is what I've heard. But I am intrigued to see what she's gonna ask. Yeah, those are all my thoughts. Kennedy, you summed it all up.
And now we're gonna get into what we have been watching. Y'all have actually come in with stuff this week because I've been on fall break. So first I watch Violent Earth on Max. Okay, this is another one of my like Roman Empire's niche interests. Something about natural disasters has just always interested me. Like, I will sit there and watch like a 5-part documentary about natural disasters. I watched the one on Netflix, and so now I watched the one on Max, and it was really good. Watched the whole thing in one sitting. Each episode was about a natural disaster, so tornadoes, hurricanes, forest fires, things like that. Very interesting. I will say watching things about tornadoes makes me a little more nervous though. Now that Kentucky is like kind of getting them more because of climate change, but it's always good because I learned some new things about being safe in a tornado. Hopefully I'm never around when there's a tornado, but you never know. And then next I watched this movie called Rebel Ridge on Netflix. Y'all, first of all, Netflix told me, oh, based off like what you usually like, you will think you really like this one. And I was like, okay. Y'all, when I first saw that time, I was like, this shall be interesting. It's an action movie that's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Why is an action movie that long? I don't know. And honestly, don't watch this movie. It was a waste of time. Like, the first hour and a half of the movie, I was so confused. Like, what is the premise of this movie? The movie is basically about this guy whose money gets stolen by the police department in this town because it's like very corrupt and like they want money to fund themselves. I think the action sequences in this movie so bad. Yeah, I would not waste my time on this movie because I think it was like trending for a while, surprisingly, because that was not a good movie. But yeah, would not watch that movie. And then I've been watching too much dark stuff recently, like just a lot of like true crime and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start Heartstopper. Our friend Kelsey said it gets like really good in season 3 because season 2 was really slow for me, and I think I'm on the last or second to last episode of season 2. And then I know I just said I need to stop watching dark stuff, but Unsolved Mysteries, I started back up watching that again. The 5th volume just released, but then I forgot that I never even watched the 4th one. So I was like, wait, I have more episodes to watch. So yeah, I've been watching that as well.
Heartstopper is on my list 100%. Me and my friends, we be like just binging it all together. And I don't think I like finished the last season, so I need to like watch some summary about it. But I have heard that everybody's balling on every single episode of this new season, so with more reason I will be watching. But what I've been watching, I briefly mentioned this I think last episode, but I started Gilmore Girls and your girl's obsessed. I don't know what took me so long to watch this show. It is literally perfect. It is fall vibes. Like when people say Gilmore Girls for fall, yeah, it's 100% fall vibes. It's so good. I'm only on season 1, and I'm literally like, I don't even watch for Rory. Not like she's not annoying me yet. I know that she does get annoying from what I've heard. I'm literally just watching for Lorelai and Luke. Like, when are they gonna get together already? But I've been watching Gilmore Girls, and then I also started the new like rom com vibe show on Netflix, the Nobody Wants This show, and it's the guy, I forgot his name, the guy who's married to Blair from Gossip Girl in real life, but it's like he's a rabbi in the show, and then the like main girl, she's kind of gives me like call her daddy like podcast vibes, but she's a podcaster, and like on the podcast like they always like talk about like sex and stuff like that, and it's like they have like a little meet cute moment, and it's like their little like rom-com story or whatever, and I have been really enjoying it, and the episodes are the perfect length. They're like 30 minutes max, and I love a good short show, easy to binge, so I've been watching that too. Oh, and I know like the like past 2 episodes I mentioned I was watching the Menendez show. Wait, oh my gosh. The Menendez Brothers show. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, I took a break because, I was a little traumatized, and I started Gilmore Girls, and then I never went back to it. So it might just be one of those shows that I never finished, is what it's looking like. Maybe I go back to it at some point. But at the moment, I was too traumatized.
Speaking of the brothers, so we're filming this on a Sunday, so tomorrow's Monday. Duh, that's how the week works. And a new Netflix documentary with them is coming out, and I'm so excited to watch it.
Yes, I saw that, and it's supposed to be like actual like interviews with them. Like I think it's the first time they've done like actual interviews since they've been like in prison and everything. So I think that's more of what the vibe that I was going for when I went into the show, and yeah, it wasn't quite the vibe I got from the show. But I think I'll be watching that. I don't think it'll be like as traumatizing as the show was. The show isn't like traumatizing in a visual sense. It's more so hearing the stuff, and like then you create the images in your head. That was a bit traumatizing for me.
Yeah, I think this is the brothers' first time like speaking out in a long time, and we're obviously going to be hearing things from like their mouths and like their side of the story, I guess you could say, versus someone's creative take on their situation. So now we're going to get into our song of the week. You guys, I have been fully in like my fall like music era. I have a fall playlist, and it has been on repeat. So my first song really falls into that, and that is "Oh Children" by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. And this is for all my Harry Potter listeners. If you know, you know. This is the song when Harry and Hermione are in that tent dancing. I forgot which movie that is, but it's that song. Liz, you'll know it when I play this part. If you don't have that song on your fall playlist, add it right now. It is the perfect fall song.
No, because now all I need to do is rewatch Harry Potter for the 1 billionth time. Perfect vibes. Harry Potter's like that, like perfect like fall winter vibe, and you can just watch it as many times as you want. And I think it's the Goblet of Fire where they're in the tent, like the tent that's like really big on the inside. I think it's then, but I could be lying to you. And my song of the week is Gracie Abrams, I Love You, I'm Sorry. Y'all, I have been like on a Gracie Abrams kick. That's literally all I've been listening to. Is her music depressing? Yes, but I feel like it's perfect fall vibes too. Specifically this song. If this song comes on, and I've gotten so many TikToks where like if this song comes on, I'm speeding and everything. It truly is. It's something about this song. It just makes me go crazy. But here it is for y'all. Here's my favorite part of it. If this wants to work. And that's my song of the week. Good old Gracie Abrams.
So now we're going to get into what this episode is about, and that is tier ranking. We had a lot of fun doing our other tier ranking video, but this time we're going to be just tier ranking anything. So this is going to be like cuisine, music, book tropes, and more. So make sure you keep listening.
I'll go ahead and get us started here. I'm going to start with cuisine. Kennedy, I specifically curated this list for you So we have Crumble. If you know anything about Kennedy, she do be going to Crumble, getting those flavors of the week, testing them out. Then we got some Chick-fil-A and Chili's.
Whew, this is a hard one. Color my big bags. Let's see. See, I get Chick-fil-A a lot, but that is because it's very accessible. I'm gonna go Chili's first because that triple dipper has my heart. Yep. Comment down below what your 3 is for that. And then Chick-fil-A and then Crumble last. I do love Crumble, but they don't hit every week. So yeah, that's gonna be my answer.
Something about that triple dipper.
No, literally. Okay, mine for you, Liz. We're still on cuisine, but I made mine a little bit more broad. So Italian, Mexican, Asian, and then American, but like I know there's like different parts of America with different cuisine. So I just did like barbecue.
Okay, I feel like this one's pretty easy for me. I'm gonna go Mexican, number one, because like, I'm Mexican and I love me some Mexican food, some real Mexican food. So we're going Mexican, then Asian, because sushi, I love sushi, y'all. Like I could eat sushi on the daily. And then Italian, and then lastly, American food.
Valid ranking.
Okay, our next little category is music. So I went like specifically the giving you specific songs, and these are more like inspired by childhood you. So we have Begging on Your Knees from Victorious, The Climb from the Hannah Montana movie, Amigas Cheetahs from, of course, Cheetah Girls, and then She's So Gone from Lemonade Mouth.
Bruh, those are all so good. See, The Climb was my song for a minute, but then I loved Begging on Your Knees when I was younger. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with The Climb first. Yeah, she's always number one. The Climb first. She's So Gone second. Amiga Cheetahs third, and then Begging on Your Knees fourth.
That is my exact ranking too. Perfection.
Okay, for you, Liz, I did music artists, specifically pop. So we got Taylor Swift, Gracie Abrams, Sabrina, and Billie Eilish.
All such good answers. Okay. I'm gonna go Taylor Swift one because OG Swifty. She just got a song from every single mood. So then Taylor Swift, and then I don't know. Okay. I think I'm gonna go Billie because also like I love Billie's like old songs, and I've been seeing so much of her like on tour and singing old songs, and the crowd is silent. Yeah, the nostalgia. So Billie, then I'm gonna go Gracie Abrams and then Sabrina, just because I only know like a couple Sabrina songs. I'm not like as into her, but I do love her too.
Yeah, solid ranking. Honestly, I was surprised that you put Billie up so high, but her old songs are some bangers, and I'm still obsessed with some of her songs from her most recent album.
Yes, like I don't know the name of the album, but like the one where the cover's like a yellow background and there's like a red like ladder, I think. That album, yeah, those are exactly the ones I'm talking about, like her old songs. Love.
Bro, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some of those songs today.
No, because her voice is literally perfection in every single one of them. So our next little category is book tropes. We did start off as book girlies. We still are in our own ways. So Kennedy, your book tropes are friends to lovers, second chance romance, and I feel like second chance romance doesn't always have to be friends to lovers. Like there's different ways to do it. So that's why I separated that one. And then enemies to lovers.
Well, number one is always gonna be friends to lovers. I just love that trope so much. I think it's because I want that trope in real life, but any man want to befriend me, let me know. And then second chance romance, and then third enemies to lovers, because like while that's great to like read about, I fear in real life if I think you're my enemy, I'm gonna be so annoyed with your presence. But people have grown on me though.
See, I'm the opposite. I love me a good enemies to lovers, not because I want it in real life, but something about just reading those books, that'll do it for me every single time.
So my book tropes for you are small town romance, friends to lovers, fake dating, or love triangle. And love triangle.
Okay, I'm gonna go fake dating because I just love seeing like the emotions like develop between these characters. So I'm gonna do fake dating, small town romance, then friends to lovers, and then love triangle. I'm not the biggest friends to lovers girly just because I get bored. I feel like after a while. I just feel like it's the same thing over and over. Yeah, that's my ranking.
Yeah, that's valid. And I have to flex real quick because I finished a book this morning.
Okay, one book closer to your Goodreads goal.
Barely.
Okay, this one, I'm so excited for this category. For my ranking and your ranking, Kennedy, this category is canceled shows. If you know anything about me and Kennedy, don't cancel our shows, y'all, because it will stay on our mind 24/7, rent free. So, Kennedy, your canceled shows. The Pretty Little Liars TV show you were talking about at the last episode, The Society, Moment of Silence, Grand Army, and then The End of the Fucking World. Also, notice I feel like all these shows minus one are all Netflix shows.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all these came out of like the year 2020, 2021. Not a good time for us. But I would rank these, of course, The Society number one. Like, I will always think about that show. You have a special place in my heart, The Society. And then second, Grand Army. Even though that one, it was more short-lived than The Society, but it was so freaking good. Like, it just needed a season 2. Like, the representation, the storylines, everything was there. But Netflix is, I don't know what's going on over there. And then third, I would say the Pretty Little Liars show, because just again, it was more short-lived than... Actually, wait, no. I would switch that. I would go The Society first, the Pretty Little Liars show second, because that made it 2 seasons. And then Grand Army third, and then The End of the Effing World, just because I didn't finish that show. I only watched like the first couple episodes.
Valid ranking, Kennedy.
Okay, and then my shows for you, Liz, are The Society, of course, Julie and the Phantoms, Spitting Out, and Fate the Wink Saga. I'm pretty sure you finished that.
I did indeed finish that. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is so hard because these shows are all so good. Again, these are all Netflix originals. Love that for us. Okay, number one is easy, The Society. Y'all, this show, I literally have no words. I think what makes it even worse for The Society is that they had renewed it, y'all. Not only had they renewed it, they were gonna start filming. You know what that means? The script is out there. Somewhere in this world, season 2 of The Society script exists, and it has all of the unanswered questions that we just need to know. There was so many cliffhangers, y'all. Like, literally, The Society number one. I will forever think about this show. I will be 50 and still thinking about this show. Okay, The Society. Then, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go Spinning Out. I love that show, y'all. Like, I have rewatched it. I have gone through the trauma of it ending on a cliffhanger, and I've put myself through it because I love that show. Like, the chemistry between the actors, love it. Love that show. So I'm gonna go The Society, then Spinning Out, then Julie and the Phantoms. Is this like a kid's show? Yes. And it is so good. The music, Unsaid Emily, need I say more? Yes, this show is about ghosts, and they're like holograms, and then this girl with a band, and the band is the ghost. It is a kid's show. And what about it? It is so good. And then after that, we're gonna go with the Wink Saga. This one I think had the most seasons out of all these shows. Yeah, because other 3 were only 1 season long. But the Winks show, I really liked it, and I was waiting for a little enemies to lovers moment between 2 characters to happen, and I never got that. So that's my ranking: The Society, Spinning Out, Julian the Phantoms, and then the Wink Saga. If you couldn't tell, I'm very passionate about this. About these canceled shows.
One thing about us is we're never gonna shut up about the canceled shows that we loved.
Especially when the edits like pop out of nowhere. Like, no.
I literally just got a TikTok the other day about The Society that I sent to Kelsey and Liz.
And I still haven't watched it because it's too much of an emotional whirlwind? I don't know, an emotional something for me to go through.
There is a book series that I've seen that is like essentially the same exact premise of this show, and I thought about starting it, but we'll see.
I'll be awaiting the book series name, Kennedy. So our next category is rom-coms. Again, me and Kennedy, we're good old rom-com girlies. They're just too good. Okay, so your options, Kennedy, are To All the Boys, that whole series, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Clueless.
Okay, I think this one's gonna be an easy one for me. First, 10 Things I Hate About You, of course. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies ever. My all-time favorite rom-com, just so good. Second, Oh wait, I love how I said this is gonna be easy, and I'm like second. But okay, I would say To All the Boys I Loved Before because those movies play a special place in my heart. Except I feel like whatever one is the love triangle one really didn't make me mad though, and I was like, this movie is so stupid. But I just love the first movie so much though. Just so good. And then third, Clueless. I do like that movie. I just like don't go to it as much as the other movies. So yeah, that's my final answer.
See, when I was making this list, I had to like look up rom-coms because I was running out of options. And I didn't realize Clueless was really like rom-com vibe, to be honest.
I'm weak because I looked up rom coms too. I looked up popular rom coms and I was like, oh yeah, Clueless. But I've never thought of it as a rom com movie, to be honest.
We went through the same thought process, Kennedy.
Literally, and that's why we have a podcast. So my movies for you, Liz, are 10 Things I Hate About You, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Love Rosie, and Crazy Rich Asians.
These are all such good options. Okay, number one for sure, Love Rosie. That's my favorite rom-com movie. Is it depressing and sad at times and frustrating? Yes, but I still love it. I love Sam Claflin, and I'm blanking on her name. I think I'm blanking on her name. Yeah, whatever the main girl is, I love her. But I love Rosie. Love Rosie's number one, and then Crazy Rich Asians. Feel like I was talking about Crazy Rich Asians in our past episodes or something, but love that movie. And then I don't know which one to do. Okay, I think I'm gonna do How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and then 10 Things I Hate About You. Love those two equally though.
Okay, I looked it up real quick for you, and the main girl's name is Lily Collins.
Yes. Wow. Okay, so our next category is OG Disney movies. Kennedy, we got some good ones for you. I just realized I could have added another one, but we're just gonna leave it as is. Okay, Starstruck, Cloud9, Good Luck Charlie, the It's Christmas movie, and then Girl vs. Monster.
Okay, let's see. I would say Starstruck, number one. I watched that movie too many times for my well-being. So we're gonna go first Starstruck. Second, Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. Also another iconic movie that I love and watched too many times. Girl vs. Monster. The older I get, the more I'm obsessed with the mean girl, especially when she gets possessed. She ate that song where she took off her neck brace, if you know, you know, at that party. And then last, Cloud9. Good movie. I just honestly don't watch it that much.
Same ranking, Kennedy. I agree.
Okay, my movies for you, Liz, are Wendy Wu, The Homecoming Warrior, The Princess Protection Program, Minutemen, and Dad Napped. I really threw it back.
No, because these are like the OGs. Okay, I'm gonna go with order that I like rewatch these because I feel like that speak like to which ones I like the most. I will say I do need to rewatch all of these. I think this is my time to rewatch them. But I'm gonna go Princess Protection Program. I love this was like the whole like Selena and Demi when they were like first like really getting thrown into Disney and everything, and I love them. So I'm gonna go Princess Protection Program, then Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior, such a good movie, and then I'm gonna go Dad Napped and then Minuteman. I need to rewatch the last two though because I haven't watched them in so long.
I was actually obsessed with Dad Napped when it first came out. Like, so good. Actually, honestly, might rewatch it tonight because I need to take my braids out.
I do have to say though, we both like didn't include Lemonade Mouth. I just noticed that.
Bro, you were so right. How did we forget Lemonade Mouth? Like, that movie is iconic. And I literally watch it so many times.
The music from it, perfection. Okay, so our next category is seasons, like the weather kind of feeling, you know? So, of course, Kennedy, no surprise here. Summer, fall, winter, or spring?
Good question. I know for sure not summer. I know for sure spring is last because I hate spring. So I would say number one, fall. I'm such a fall girly. I love when it starts to get cold. I can't even lie. I love when it gets dark earlier. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it's just so cozy. So, and I just love all the, like, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, love it. So, number one, fall. Second, summer. I was born in the summer, so I'm just a summer girly, be thriving in the summer, love the hot weather. And then third, winter. But I only like winter when it's like Christmas. And then fourth, spring. And then for you, Liz, same question. Rank the seasons, summer, fall, winter, or spring.
Okay. I'm gonna go fall first because the weather is just perfect. It's not hot, it's not cold. It's also like I feel like just cozy feeling all around. Then controversial, I feel like low key winter. My favorite holiday is in the winter time. Again, it continues that like cozy feeling of fall, but I feel like winter just fully embraces the coziness. And also I would rather be cold than like sweating and feeling like icky and gross. So that's another reason for that. And then I'm gonna go summer. I love summer activities, but sometimes I just get tired of the heat. And then spring lasts too, because my allergies go crazy in the spring.
Honestly, you're valid for that summer ranking because sometimes the heat just makes you want to stay inside.
Okay, and our last category is movies. My category for Kennedy though is Timothy edition. So a whole lot of little Timothy movies for you. We have Beautiful Boy, Little Women, and Call Me by Your Name.
Okay, so I know my third would be Call Me by Your Name, but see, Beautiful Boy, Little Woman's hard because I think Beautiful Boy is like one of his best movies, but I just don't rewatch it as much because it makes me sad. So yeah, so I'm still gonna have Little Women first, because I literally when I first watched that movie, I literally watched it like 5 times in 1 week. Oops. And then Beautiful Boy again. I think that's one of his best movies, but too sad to rewatch. And then third, Call Me by Your Name, just because I didn't really like that movie to be honest. It was very aesthetically pleasing, but I was just like, what is this movie?
You know, I still haven't watched Call Me by Your Name. Every time it gets added on Netflix, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch it this time. And then when I go to watch it, it's like removed. So I still haven't watched that movie. And then valid reasoning explanations for like your ranking for Beautiful Boy and Little Women. But I have to say, Beautiful Boy is my favorite Timothy movie. It is so depressing. I bawl every single time I watch it, but it's just so good. Like the acting, insane.
And honestly, people sleep on that movie. I feel like a lot of people when it comes to Timothy, they talk about Call Me by Your Name, but I'm like, Beautiful Boy is right there. And then for Liz, I also asked her. Oh, I'm gonna ask her about movies, but Sam Claflin, I don't really know how to say his name. Edition. So his movies that I got for you are Me Before You, Love Rosie, and then he is in the Hunger Game movies, but I just decided to just do Hunger Games Catching Fire.
I also don't know how to say his last name. But I'm gonna go Love Rosie first. As I said, that's my favorite rom com, and he's the main person in it. So, also, him in rom coms, he just eats it up every single time. Okay, then I'm gonna have to go with the Hunger Games one because I love his character in the Hunger Games. And then just like Catching Fire specifically with him, such a good movie. You really get to see like his like whole character and everything, and he looks really good in it. And then I'm gonna go Me Before You. Me Before You is also another like really sad movie, but I feel like he just looks better in Hunger Games.
Yes, I'm a Hunger Games stan over here. And we have now reached the end of this episode. This was a fun one. And before you go, make sure you're following us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever. Make sure to interact with our episodes in any way that you feel you want to. Please leave a review. It really helps our show grow a lot. And follow us on our social medias, specifically Instagram and TikTok. We have been starting to post more on TikTok, like clips from the show, and so far it seems to be going well. So for sure, check out our TikTok. And with that being said, we will talk to you guys next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.